Hello, I'm Scott Borders. Welcome to another edition of History in Your Own Backyard. Today we find ourselves in beautiful Sardinia, Indiana at Sardinia Baptist Church. And joining me today is Barbara Emily, and you have a pretty extensive history with this church. In fact, a history with your own family. Tell me a little bit about the church and a little bit about your family's history.
The church was organized by 10 members from Bear Creek Baptist Church, which would be south and west of here. They organized the church in 1835. They were called then Mount Pleasant Church. They met in homes the first year or two, and then they built a log church, and they attended that in the summertime. And in the wintertime, they still had no heat and would go to the different churches, or different homes. They built this first church, and it was brick. And they have remodeled and built on several times since then. They built a baptistry, they built the balcony, and they built a basement. In the baptistry, we have a mural that was painted by one of our former ministers, Mrs. Albritton, and that was about 1930 when the baptistry was built.
So quite a lot of history in the church. In fact, it says Mount Pleasant out at the face of the church outside. So originally was Mount Pleasant, now known as Sardinia Baptist Church,
Yes.
correct?
We have had one World War I member that attended the church here. We had 27 members of World War II that attended the church here. But during World War II, we also had a plaque out front that listed all the members of the church, also all the community people that were in the service during World War II. And we were proud of that. The church at that time had a newsletter that they sent out to all the members of the service too.
Now tell me a little bit about the history room that we have here at the church.
We have a history room that has been organized, and it is, the ladies in the church have done a wonderful job on that. We have all old pictures and memorabilia in there, and the history is written up. We have a quilt hanging on the wall that the ladies in the church have made. Each one made a block years and years ago.
Now, the newest addition to the church was put on, but that was back, I believe, in the 1950s. Is that correct?
Yes. We built Sunday school rooms and remodeled the basement during that time. We've had a furnace put in probably in the early 30s, 40s, sometime along in there. We've had 2 organs, electric organs. We're on the second one now. We've had that one since 92, I think it was.
Okay, now Barbara, as I sit here in the church, I noticed, first of all, it's a beautiful facility here. You have some beautiful wooden pews with the cross carved into the side. You have a beautiful front. Tell me a little bit about some of the architecture here in just this main sanctuary building.
Well, as far as I know, the front area here has been pretty well established since we remodeled in probably the early 30s. The pews we bought, I think they installed those in about 1950. And then the church was remodeled, or whatever you want to say. We had the new carpeting put in. We had the window facilities made and the door. And I might say about the front door, back in the olden days, there were 2 doors there. The women went in one door and the men went in another door. And about 1929 or 30, they did away with that. They blocked up one door.
So a married couple could come in and the men would have to
Yes.
go in one door and the
Yes.
women would have to go into
Yeah.
another door. Which was pretty common at
Well, I
Baptist
guess it
churches in
was.
that time.
I can't imagine why, but they bricked up one door, and now we've got the big double door there.
Well, it looks like it ties in the back. You have the playground area
Yes,
and that type of thing.
and we are working on that now. We have re-cemented the basketball court. We have a
And this is Indiana, so that's important.
yes, almost as much good as Kentucky. We've had a donation of a new jungle gym, and we're trying to remodel the playground so it's safe for the children to go out there and play. And then the neighborhood children play there too. It's not just the church, it's for the whole community.
Well, Barbara, once again, I want to thank you very much for being a part of our interview today and showing us around Sardinia Baptist Church.
Well, of Sardinia Baptist Church, we are proud that you came to see us.
Well, thank you so much. And to you, thanks again for watching yet another edition of History in Your Own Backyard from Sardinia, Indiana and Sardinia Baptist Church. Remember, travel slowly and stop often.